Hello and welcome to this gentle yoga prenatal class. My name is Christine and I'll be your instructor. This is a very beginner friendly class. We will do the poses either seated or on all fours, so we won't be doing any standing poses in this class. Props, you may need a blanket to sit on. Really, that's about it. And let me just tell you how we do the class. So the way I run my class typically is we will start with some centering, and then we will do some breath work, which is called pranayama in yoga. And then we will do our simple poses. And I will be offering variations or modifications. So if something is a bit intense for you, you can always back off, or you can go a little bit more. So it's really up to you how you want to take this practice. Again, it's very gentle, so very appropriate for most people when they are pregnant. So just wanted to give you an idea of how we are running the class. It is definitely something that you want to find a balance between effort and ease. So it's a sweet spot. So you definitely want to feel sensations, but you never want to feel any pain. So another guide is if your breath starts getting quite shallow, it's your body's way of telling you that you're going too deep in a posture. So just gently back off. We also in yoga want to try to stay as mindful as possible. So we try to stay in the present moment. It is definitely a practice. It takes a lot of practice. Every day we're different when we come to the mat. So just giving you some ideas of the difference between just stretching and yoga is that we are really trying to stay mindful, linking the breath with the movement. So if you are pregnant, congratulations, and I hope you will enjoy this class. So starting off, we are going to do, again, like I said, the noticing. So I invite you to go ahead and just take your hands to your belly, your womb, where your baby is growing right now, no matter what trimester. It's just so exciting. And so just focusing on that beautiful baby, noticing what they're doing right now. Are they sleeping maybe? Are they kicking? Are they hiccuping? Just checking in. Sometimes we can go about our day and get so busy and not really even pay too much attention to what the baby's doing, especially if they're quiet. So this is just some awareness here. Feel the rise and fall of the belly. And next we're putting our hands to our side. So breathing into the ribs. When you are pregnant, especially towards the end, a lot of your internal organs kind of get shifted a little bit from the baby. So it gets a little hard to breathe sometimes. So just bringing some breath to this area. Staying mindful. Big breaths here. And then lastly, you're going to take your hands and bring them to your heart center. Feel your own heart beating. Your heart is miraculous, giving all that fresh blood supply to the placenta that's nourishing your baby, sustaining your baby, also keeping you healthy. Your body is so miraculous. Beautiful. And then gently floating your hands back down to your lap. I now invite you to close your eyes if you are comfortable. If that doesn't work for you today, just find a soft gaze. The goal is to go inward. We're going to do our breathing now. So into those three areas that we just discussed. So you're going to inhale into the belly, lower ribs, and upper chest. Hold for a count of 2, and then exhale. If for any reason this breath work does not work for you, if it makes you feel short of breath or anxious, just please go back to your regular breath. I will be guiding you through a round of 5. So go ahead, take an inhale into your belly. Inhale into your lower ribs. Inhale, chest. Hold. And exhale it out. Number 2, belly. Lower ribs. Upper chest. Hold. And exhale. Inhale, belly, lower ribs, upper chest, hold, and let it go. Inhale, belly, lower ribs, upper chest, hold, and exhale. Last one, belly, lower ribs, upper chest, hold, and let it go. So just going back to your regular breath. Doing breath work in yoga really helps us calm our nervous system down. Just slowing things, different pace. And then if your eyes were closed, gently open them up, taking in all the colors and the sensations around you, and getting ready for our asanas or our postures is another name. So we're going to start with our beautiful sun breaths. So inhale your arms up towards the sky, and then exhale your hands down. So when you take your inhales, think about all the positive things you want in your life. And then exhale, let go all that does not serve you. 2 more at your own pace. Just making sure you're taking big breaths here. And last one. Shoulders. Now inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale your hands, shoulders down. Again, inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and let it go. Sometimes we just have the weight of the world on our shoulders. Just let that all go. And then do some shoulder rolls, going to the back. Getting into this area a little bit. A lot of times if we're on the computer a lot, we can be hunched over, doing chores. And then just reverse directions here. And coming back to center, lateral stretches. So you're going to take your left hand and just bring it down towards the mat. If you have space, you can put your elbow down. And then your top arm's just going to come up and over. So breathing into the side body, keeping both sitting bones firm onto the mat. And we hold most of these poses for 3 to 5 breaths. So again, if your mind is wandering, bring it back to this present moment. Beautiful. And then pressing on that arm that's on the ground, coming through center, take a pause, and then just finding this on the second side. Inhale that arm up and over. Reaching, reaching. Just enjoying these beautiful stretches. Nice. And then last one. And coming back to center here. Doing a twist now with our spine. So when you are pregnant, we only do what's called open twist. So from the bra line up, we're going to twist. So you can keep your legs however they are at this time. You don't have to change your leg placement. You're going to take, it'll be your right hand on your left knee. You're going to, with an inhale, elongate your spine. And with an exhale, you're going to take your left hand and bring it behind you and just looking over your shoulder if you can. If that feels okay for your neck. If that does not feel okay for your neck, just come back to a neutral position. Making sure you're keeping your spine nice and long here. Twists are very good for digestion, especially as you get towards the end of your trimester. The end of your pregnancy, things kind of slow down. And then gently unfurling yourself, coming back to center, and just setting yourself up for the second side. So this time it'll be your left hand on your right knee. Elongate with the inhale. With the exhale, do your twist. giving fresh blood supply to all your internal organs here. Twists are always a good thing, as well as metaphorically. Think about what happens when you get yourself in a challenging situation. Can you take a breath? Usually if it's not an emergency, you can take a breath and respond instead of just reacting. Last breath here. And then unfurling yourself here from this posture. We're going to move our spine in another direction. We're going to do what's called cats and cows. So if you do regular yoga, you might be familiar with this, but we're going to do it seated. So you're going to inhale and bring your heart forward. Shoulders are going to be rolling back. And with the exhale, you bring your shoulders forward. So moving the spine, flexion and extension here. Navel to the spine. Inhale brings you up. Exhale brings you forward in your cat. So cow and cat. So just take 2 more of these. Feeling this beautiful stretch. Nice. And then coming back to center, let's work with our neck a little bit. So going over to your side here, so it'll be over to your left side. So making sure that your ear is really working to get to your shoulder. You don't want to have your shoulder help you. And if you like a little bit more, you can bring that arm out. And if you want even more, you can bring your top arm up over near your ear. Great, and then just coming through center. And finding this on the other side. Again, variations, only optional. And then coming back to center, we're going to do yeses. So yes to what you want more of in life. And then no's. No's gets a bad rap, but no's are great for boundaries. So no, you're not going to do something to make room for something that helps you become your more authentic self. And especially as you're growing into this pregnancy and you're going to become a mother either for the first time or the third time. Every baby is different for sure. Let's get into our wrists now. So just taking your wrist and just pressing the tops of your hands back. And then switching here. And then interlacing your fingers, and then you can make a figure 8. Sometimes our wrists get very achy in pregnancy. Some people can get what's called carpal tunnel syndrome. And then to challenge yourself, try to make a figure 8 the opposite way. It's not very easy. It's a little bit of a mind game. So this will help, especially if you're on the computer too a lot lately. This will help with your wrist. Great, and then coming back to center. Next is a seated butterfly with an option to fold. So if you like to fold in this posture, you may want to take your blanket, if you have it, and just put it in front of you to rest your head on or your hands on, or if you have blocks. So taking a butterfly posture, you would take the soles of your feet together. So your legs are out like a V, a diamond shape, and you can make this really big, like this, especially if you're very pregnant, or you can make this a little bit tighter. So just see how it works for you. So this can be your beautiful butterfly. So hands are up like this for receiving, or down for grounding. Keep your spine long. Crown of the head is rising towards the ceiling. If you'd like to fold, I will guide you through that. Not necessary, but just an option. So with an inhale, again, keeping very nice and tall. And with an exhale, you're going to hinge from your hips here, leading with your heart and just going forward. And again, this can be just enough, letting gravity take you down. Using any props that you like, so you can take a blanket and just put your hands towards the blanket. So this is a beautiful butterfly pose. So think about butterflies. Transformation. You're going through a transformation, going from a pregnant woman to being a beautiful mother someday. So
When your mind wants to take you somewhere else, use the breath to anchor you back to this present moment. Last breath here. So if you have folded, you just want to go ahead and bring yourself gently up out of your butterfly pose. Putting props just to the side for now. I'm actually going to use this blanket for seated trees next. I'm going to turn to the side so you might be able to see me a little bit easier. So you can stay the same way. I just turned to the side. So you're going to bring, it'll be your left leg out, and then your right foot's going to be in. So the inner thigh is where it's going to be. This is out. And this again is a beautiful tree. If you like to fold, you may do the same thing. So with an inhale, we'll take you long. Exhale, hinging, leading with your heart, coming towards your toe. Feeling this gentle stretch. Tree pose. Imagine you have roots growing from your feet to ground you down. Sometimes when things get a bit hectic, we need something that we often say grounding. You can flex this foot to feel a sensation. You can always have a soft knee here. The knees don't have to be straight. Nice, and then just gently bringing yourself back up. Finding this on the second side. And again, if you want to fold, just go ahead with your inhale, and then exhale brings you over. Beautiful. And if you fold it again, just rising up, letting go of your butterfly, and just gently bringing your knees back and forth, windchilling them. Crow's walk is sometimes called, this is called that as well. So if you hear me say crow's walk or windshield wiper, those are the same thing. Next, we're going to get into your hips. So you want to take your foot, this time will be your left foot, and just ground it down into the mat. You're going to take your left foot and just bring it up and over. So it's going to be below your knee if you can. So you're making a figure 4 here. There's lots of ways to make this stretch a bit more intense. If you're already like, I feel this, just stay where you are. If you like a little bit more, you can flex this foot and you can bring this top foot closer to your groin. You can also give a gentle press down to the knee. Just make sure that your spine is nice and long here. And again, remember what I said about your breath. So your breath should be nice and steady. If you're starting to feel it shallow, back off from the pose a little bit. This is your practice. You know your body best. Even something that you may have been able to do 2 months ago changes with every week of pregnancy. So let go of any expectations. Just be where you are now. And then taking yourself out of this on this side, again doing your transition. And then this time grounding into your right foot and bringing that left foot up underneath your knee. And if for any reason you want to put it this way on the top, if this is too high, you certainly are welcome to do that. Just don't put it right directly on the knee, that's all. It's long spine, flex your foot. Feel this hip opener. So hip openers can be poses sometimes that bring up emotions. So anything that comes up, just meet it. But don't take a dance with it, just let it go. Just breathe. Be here now. Connecting with your beautiful baby, moving and breathing and stretching, so good. By being here, you reduce stress level, which is called cortisol, which helps your pregnancy. So many wonderful benefits. And then coming out of this posture, again, just letting this go. And then we're going to transition to all fours, table position. So I'm going to move my blanket over here and move a little bit further so you can see me. So your wrists are going to be under your shoulders, your knees are going to be under your hips.
You want to make sure that your fingers, all 10 fingers, are spread out nice and wide, a good foundation. Engaging your belly, hug your baby in. Now you're going to take your toes and you're going to bring them over to the left side and just take a peek over that shoulder if it feels okay for you. This is called a C curve. And then coming through center and just finding that on the second side. And then next is going to be table balance. So there's many different variations depending on how you're feeling. So we're at the nice table position here. The first stage would be to take your foot, flex it, and toes will be down onto the mat. Feel a nice calf stretch here. If you'd like a bit more, with an inhale, you're going to bring that foot up. If you're feeling pretty balanced today or you want to give it a try, you can take that other arm, it'll be your right arm, out by your ear and reach. This takes a lot of balance, so if it's not working for you today, no worries, but just give it a try and see what you think. Swaying is normal. Beautiful. And if you've done the variations, gently bringing your hand back to the mat and bringing your foot back in. Trying it on the second side. So the opposite foot's going to go back, stretching your calf, hugging your baby in here. And then if you'd like to bring the leg up, you're welcome to try that out. And then another variation is to bring your arm out, table balance. So just be where you are. There's no right or wrong in yoga, no competition. You have inner wisdom. I'm just guiding you here. And if you've chosen to bring your arm up, bring it gently down back to the mat, and same thing with your foot. So you're just going to come on back up now. I'm going to do another pose here called gate pose. So with the gate pose, I'm just going to move my camera a little bit. So with the gate pose, you're going to bring your left foot out to the front of the mat. And just scoot back a little bit. Awesome. And you're going to get nice and tall again. Inhale, arms to a T. And exhale, you're going to bring yourself back over to the side. So it's going to be your right arm coming over. Your left hand is going to be towards that foot. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to go to a modified plank. So move very slowly because dizziness is real when you're pregnant. So you're going to take that top arm, bring it down to the mat, and then gently bring the other arm up and over. So it can go over by your ear if you have space, or it can just go up to the top. Feeling this beautiful expansion. Nice. And then with control, gently bringing yourself back up to center, and then bringing your hands back down. And going to the second side. So gate pose on the second side, nice and tall here, spine is long, inhale, and then bring yourself over to that foot. Feeling this beautiful expansion here. And then when you're ready, modify plank, hand comes down, other hand comes up and over, reaching. Thinking about your baby. Is there anything that you'd like to teach them someday? If you like to cook or ride bicycles, whatever it is, it's so fun sometimes just to dream and think about what the future might hold. And then coming back to center, and then just gently letting yourself come down. Now we're going to go into child's pose. We're almost done with our class. So if you'd like, again, to grab any props here to make yourself comfortable, you can go ahead and do that. I will demonstrate child's pose, and then I'm going to read a poem. So child's pose, you want to go ahead and bring your hips back to your heels. In a traditional child's pose, your hands will go out straight. And you can always have a blanket under your head here.
If having your arms out straight does not work for you, you can always goal post your arms or goddess your arms like this. Or another variation is you can bring your hands down by your heels. So just find what works for you, making yourself comfortable here. This poem I'm going to read is by Andrea Albin Gosline. Why I Want to Be a Mother. To participate in the mysteries of Mother Nature. To celebrate the love between my partner and myself. To be immortal. To have an adventure. To grow a family. To be creative. To prove that I am healthy. To carry on the family traditions, to journey back in time to the world of my childhood, to laugh out loud, to give my children a sister or brother, to enlarge my capacity to bond and love, to learn the art of surrender, to open my heart. So just staying in your child's pose. 5 more breaths. And then you're welcome to stay here as the final resting pose of Shavasana. Or if you'd like to roll over to your left side in the fetal position to rest, that's another nice option. And I can demonstrate that for you. So your knees are going to come in, and you can just use your hands for a pillow, or you can use that blanket again. And just find rest, find stillness. We're integrating all of those postures and just settling them in. The mind and body are always connected. Take rest, yogis, Shavasana. Typical Shavasana is 3 to 5 minutes. In the interest of time, you're welcome to pause this recording. Take as long as you need. Please don't skip this because this is a beautiful way to integrate all that you've done. Self-care is not selfish. You deserve rest. And when you're done with your rest, you want to go ahead and just gently wake your body up. So you're going to do a stretch. You're going to move your fingers and your toes. And then when you're ready, you just gently bring yourself back up to the seated position. Finding your seated position that works for you. We're going to end the class with cleansing breaths. So I'm going to go ahead and guide you. If you want to join me, take a nice inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. One more inhale. And exhale. It truly has been an honor to guide you in your practice today. The light in me honors the light in you and your baby. I bow and say namaste. My name is Christine. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again. Enjoy the rest of your pregnancy. Be well.